It's my 70 Chevelle. So this thing, it's an original numbers matching 1970 SS 454 LS6 car. So pretty rare. Not really many of them left. It's original 450 horse big block. This one's had a full frame off restoration done on it. But I'm doing some work on it today. So this car was fully restored, frame off, but it had about 95% of the parts were original, but there's about 5% of the parts on this thing that were kind of like aftermarket reproduction, not original parts. And the name of the game with a car like this, being as rare as it is and as expensive as it is you want to have to make it a true, collector car, something of this caliber. You want to have every single part be an original, authentic OEM part. So there's a difference with these where if you just have like a regular restored car, it's like nothing super special, like a resto mod type deal. Aftermarket parts are totally acceptable. Honestly, they're pretty close to the original that nobody would know. Truth be told, nobody would know looking at this car right now which parts are not authentic, original GM parts, as you could tell. A lot of them have the original numbers. Look at that, original stickers on this thing, stampings on it. But there are some parts on this that we are currently replacing. Piece by piece, I've been going and kind of identifying, okay, this was an aftermarket part, tracking down an original part for this car. And to make it even more interesting, this car rolled off the assembly line in Van Nuys, California, the first week of January 1970. Therefore, every single part on this car has to have a date on it. It's got to have a date stamp on it. So I'll show you guys, something like in specific right here. Like there's little part numbers right there. It's got little stamps. Every single part of this car, for example, on here, look at this, little stamp numbers. Every one of these numbers per single part on this car, all the way down to the seat belts, have a little stitch on there that shows when the part was manufactured. Because this car rolled off the assembly line the first week of January 1970, it's an early 1970 SS Chevelle. They started making them, I think, right around like October, November, December for the 1970 models. This was a January, so it's considered an early 1970 model. Therefore, every single part, carburetor, exhaust manifold, and everything has to have a date stamp prior to the first week of January. Because, for example, if I had a June 1970, that means that part would be made after the car was. Having a car like this is literally like the most expensive grown man's version of a puzzle. It's honestly kind of stupid. And like I said, hardly anybody, unless you're a true car enthusiast collector, would ever notice anything like that. But for a true collector like myself, for something like this, I've gone around this entire car to identify every single part on it to make sure that the date stamps on these parts, that's how you could almost tell it's pretty much original too, is every single part. So for example, this engine, it's got a date stamp on the back of the block. It was made in December of 1969, so they cast the engine. Same thing with the intake manifold. December 1969, carburetor date stamps, December 1969. Every single part on this thing has a date stamp of December or November 1969, because they would make the part, they cast the engine, put it together. All the parts would be made by December of 1969, and then they would assemble it, and the car rolled off the line the first week of January. So let me show you guys some examples of this and what I'm doing right now. For example, I just replaced the steering wheel. This was the steering wheel that was in it right here. Looks like it's in really good shape, but the difference is this is plastic on here. The original has a rubber. So again, when this car was fully restored, the original probably wasn't in good enough condition to keep. So they went and did the restoration, did a full plastic. Again, looks great, nothing really wrong with it. But I just put an original one in here, if you notice, a little bit more shiny. That's how it's supposed to be. And this is actually a rubber right here. I know you can't really tell in the video, but now I have an actual, this is a true original. And all the way to the back, there's actually a little date. It's got a letter on there, December of 1969, so it matches the car. there's a little date code. Can't see it. I'm not going to try to pull it up. But for example, if this had the date code of like August 1970, if somebody were to come look at that, they'd be like, well, that's weird. The steering wheel was made 8 months after the car was made. That doesn't make sense. So you guys get the point. Every single part on this car has to be made basically prior to January of 1970. So again, December 1970 steering wheel. That's the date stamp on the back of this. The aftermarket one I pulled off doesn't have a date stamp. That's how you know it's a reproduction. Also, next thing I'm putting on right now, this is the fan clutch that they put on. If you kind of look, you can tell it's a modern style printed, different texture on there. Slots on the back here. And this even has original kind of part numbers on there. But fun fact, it's got a J69. And here's an original. This is one that my friend Jim, he's a huge Chevelle collector back on the East Coast, had one of these saved. They're super hard to get. So again, if you look at the difference, again, nobody would even see this or really know. I do. True collectors would. It's got the full slot through. Originals never had that. Had holes like this. Original had a code, date code, manufacturer. This shows November of 1969. Look at that. No date stamp codes on there. This has the numbers on the fins. The original for this car actually never had that. If you look at the front, Eaton manufactured this. That's the company that manufactured. You see the coloring kind of different on there. And if you look at this one, completely different. See, no stamp. It's got this weird little kind of arrow thing. That wasn't original. That would have never been on a 1970 Chevelle right there. Here is another telltale. So this is going to be your brake booster. Now this is an aftermarket one. Looks original. Delco Moraine was the company that would have made this in 1970. So they reproduction it to make it look original. Now, how you can tell this is an aftermarket right here is if you look in these triangles, you can see the line is super crisp. You can see it right there. Very defined triangle. Also, here on the master cylinder, right on this front pad, there should be a number stamped on there showing when it was made, right? Or what for car, BB, big block car. Okay, you guys see that? Again, 99.9% of the people looking at this car would never know this, but the true collectors that pay attention, look, it even has a green dot, just like it came from the factory in 1970. They did a good job trying to make it look original, and again, it looks brand new. It's in good shape. Totally fits underneath the hood of the car. But if you're going for that all original look, now these are original that I just had completely restored and refinished. This is an all original, and again, check this out. Right there, it's got the date stamp prior to January of 1970, right? This is actually an October stamp on here, so that would be correct. It was made about 2 months before the car was completed. So again, dates line up on it, but check this out. You guys look at the front of it, see how those are far more rounded? There's a Delco Moraine, but it doesn't have a hard defined stamp on it. That's how it's supposed to be. All original right there. So this is a true original part that was completely restored and refinished and recoated. And then check this out. So this is the master cylinder I was talking about. And look at that, right on the front pad. See? It's got the BB stamp on there. That's an original one right there. Here's another fun fact about this car. I'm just waiting on the new battery to show up for this one. So June and later 1970 Chevelles had top post mounts like this, basically. Also, this right here, the wire that goes from the negative goes to the top of the alternator bracket. This was on, like I said, the later cars, kind of April, May, June. The early 1970 Chevelles had a side post battery. So they changed mid-year, and this cable on the early models, especially on the Van Nuys, California plant, kind of bolts to the back of the block. So I've already got cables here waiting on the reproduction battery. Obviously, you can't get an original 1970 battery. Those are just those parts that go out and you're never going to get. But there is a company that reproduces them to look identical to what a 1970 battery, a Delco battery, would have been. Just waiting on that to show up. But once those do, then I got to change this out to the side post. And then one of the final things I'm changing out again that nobody would probably know unless you're a true collector, that's the factory smog pump system that came on this. Again, California car, Van Nuys plant, 1970. This car actually sold at Arrow Chevrolet in Los Angeles in 1970. That's the Smog Pump right there. Again, you can hardly even see the thing down there. That right there, that little kind of circular thing, that's the top of the Smog Pump. That's a little blow-off valve when the compression builds up. That's an original Smog Pump. It's not aftermarket, it's original. But that would have been pre, so that's a 1968 version, not a 1970. Again, when they restored this car, they were probably somewhat limited with parts. It's very, very hard to find. I mean, again, this car is over 55, 56 years old now, okay? So it's hard to find original parts still in great shape that are reusable, so they probably worked with what they had. So I tracked down again an all original one, had it fully restored. And if you look, no little blow-off valve on this one. And again, here's the back of it. There's your part numbers, there's your date stamp code, November 69. So it predates when the car rolled off the assembly line, and I just had this piece fully restored, so we got to put that in next, take off that one. So again, unless you're a true car person, none of this probably matters to you. Again, 99.9% of the people would never know. This car is in absolutely flawless, I mean, immaculate shape, but this is a true blue chip collector car, numbers matching SS 454 Chevelle. Super good shape, all original. It's got an M22 4-speed in it, all the way down. Look at this original taillight lenses. Probably can't see it, it's dark, but it has the dates right here. 1969, December made. So again, 1 month prior to rolling off the assembly line. That's why I love this car.